Now, the introduction ceremony. President Mr. M. Ratan Kumar, All Manipur Football Association, Mr. Kumar, Vice President of All Manipur Football Association, Mr. Paul.
A very good morning, Manipur. This is the resumption of Hero 76 NFC Santosh Trophy, and we are all set to play host to the grand game, to the great opening fixture between Chandigarh and Manipur, the host of Group 6 fixtures. And we are all set, or rather, we are all willing to witness two incredible teams go head to head against each other, showcase their talent. We have Manipur on one side, wherein Chandigarh on the other. The talents are absolutely plenty. The kind of display that these teams have put up previously in the previous editions of the tournament, the kind of talents that have come forth to this tournament has been absolutely massive. And we have two captains all set for the toss. We have Chandigarh's goalkeeper Nitish Mehra, while then we have an experienced, seasoned campaigner of Indian football, Subhash Singh Singham, taking the toss for Manipur. We'll quickly try and showcase the playing 11 of both the sides. Till then, stay tuned with us.
Team official, Chandigarh, team coach Sanjeev Kumar, Maria.
We are live from the Command Lampak main stadium, playing host to the opening fixture and also a certain number of fixtures in the Manipur leg of the Group 6. Here's a quick review of the match officials who will be officiating this contest. And now we'll try and show you the team lineups for both sides. Here's for Chandigarh: Nitish Mehra, Vishal Sharma, Sanju T, Kunal Singh, Leshram Johnson, Naurem Govindash, Amit Kumar, Kartik Chaudhary, Renvitan Seza, Napoleon, and Gaurav Negi. Wherein for Manipur, we're still awaiting the playing 11 for Manipur. We'll quickly confirm. Here it is. We have Howkeep, we have Mehbam Singh, we have Romain, we have Manohariam, Kishan Singh, Pangmang Nauba, Yami Longwa, Sangming Engbang Maucha, Singbam Shubash, Moirang Them, and Santayum Lembam. A team that is known for its speed, a team that is known for its agility, a team that is known for its flexibility and endurance, Manipur, wherein Chandigarh has always been a team of ultimate aggression. They have brought the belligerence in Indian football previously, and they will like to showcase the kind of craft and flair that they come to this yard with. And let me inform you all, this entire game is coming to you live or brought to you live by the official broadcasting partner of the Manipur leg of the Hero 76 NFC Santosh Trophy SportsKPI. So do not forget to check them out as well. But we are back again to the game, and we are back again to Santosh Trophy. It's been a wait of a week or two ever since Santosh Trophy had to resume. We saw an exciting host or an exciting flurry of fixtures unfurling ahead of us from Group 4, where two teams absolutely rocked the group stages. And now we have Group 6 fixture getting underway. On your screen, the men in red who will be attacking from the right to left is Manipur in red, wherein on your screen the team in blue who will be attacking from the left to right is Chandigarh, and it is Chandigarh who gets us underway at the Command Lampak main stadium. And they are straight away on the prowl, trying to use the right wing. Across comes in, but not a decent one. The clearance isn't a great one either. Manipur once again scrambling away the delivery away from the players, but the ball's fallen back for Chandigarh. However, this time they'll do a decent job of clearing it away. Just 5 seconds on the clock. and it has already seen Chandigarh going up on the attack, trying to probe into the opposition defense with a low cross that didn't really do justice to what it was supposed to. And now here's an opportunity for Manipur to attack from the left. We had Subhash Singh on the prowl, one of the most experienced campaigners in Indian football, has played in renowned clubs, has brought the sheen to whichever contingency he's been a part of, and now he's leading the lines, he's taking point for Manipur from the front, hoping to showcase the flair that Manipur has always brought to the game. It was a sizzling delivery from the right, but Manipur couldn't really utilize this, and now Chandigarh on the move from the right. A race between the attacker and the defender. The ball stays alive. Cross comes floating in. Opportunity for Chandigarh. The header was extremely emasculated, being deposited straight into the arms of the goalkeeper of Manipur. And Manipur will be breathing a sigh of reprieve early in the game. Chandigarh already coming on the prowl not once but twice, ringing the peals of warning. They'll have to be a bit more careful. They'll have to be a bit more concrete with their defensive third. And a quick throw taken in now, and the ball's back to Manipur. They like to roll it out in their own half, try and take some time, try and regroup their forces. They have been off to a slow start despite that one opportunity. It was kind of spasmodic from the left where Subhash Singh wanted to try and probe the opposition with a shot of his own, but it wasn't decent enough. The goalkeeper was not at all troubled because the defender put in a block, a staunch block there, trading it away for a corner, and eventually the corner that come in that was nowhere close to something that could have announced any kind of possible cautionary tale for Chandigarh, for the Chandigarh defense. Well, it's just 2 minutes in the clock. I mean, it's a long time to go, and we have a lot of things to witness. But being very honest here, they say that dawn shows the day. Now, only time should reveal whether dawn will show the day. Now, if we go by the dawn, Chandigarh has already been on a couple of offensive moves, where in Manipur, they tried to attack the opposition. A brilliant cross comes in from the right this time. However, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. That was a fascinating effort. Just hoping that he could send in that cross to his captain, who was waiting right in front of the goal. And now Manipur from the right again. Or rather, it was Chandigarh from the right this time, but Manipur has managed to snatch away the ball, and now they're trying to stitch forward a quick pass. Does a decent job, puts it forward, and now a kind of a scamper down that left wing, but well covered by the Chandigarh defense, not allowing the space, sends in a delectable cross, an opportunity, and he finds the back of the net. Manipur with an early lead in the game. The Chandigarh goalkeeper has been absolutely ballistic at his defense. They were looking for the opportunity. They're a very opportunistic side, and that is why we say that dawn probably may show the day for others, but when it comes to football, you have to live every single moment. It was the cross that carved the difference. It was a phenomenal delivery right at the stride of the attacker. We'll try and confirm the goal scorer for you, but what a quality finish. Looked up at the opportunity, got the space, and slammed it home from close range, surging ahead for the hosts. It's 1-0 in favor of Manipur, and whatever crowd is right now present in the stadium will definitely be happy with the upshot at the moment. If you talk about the goal, more than the finish, what one should be talking about is the quality, the gentry of the cross, the perfect weight that was put beneath the delivery. I mean, that was absolutely brilliant. And the first touch, the touch of receive, that was what converted the ball into the back of the net. So, these are all the small fragments of a successful goal or of a success story of a football team. Now, one may definitely say that it was eventually the striker put it in the back of the net, but all these small factors, they come into the play, the weight behind the ball, the position, the positional awareness of the player who's already marauding for the delivery. I mean, that is what matters. All these small elements adding up in perfect proportions, helping Manipur to take an early lead in the game. It's just 5 minutes in the clock, and Manipur has managed to draw first blood. But believe me, this game has so much drama and so much thrill remaining because Chandigarh is also an attacking side. So if you believe that this goal is going to dampen their spirits, that's not really the right thought. But right now, Manipur was once again on the prowl from the right, and this time they couldn't really lay claim to that opportunity as it fizzles out for a goal kick. Opportunity now for Chandigarh to get some space for themselves and try and create the ball. They have so far been defensively solid except for that one opportunity where they were entirely undone by that brilliant cross that was passed right in the central channel, allowing the Mizoram player to hammer it home from point blank range. The goalkeeper could do nothing because that came all of the sudden. It left him dumbfounded there, and the finish was such a high quality finish. Found the spot, didn't really try and put too much power behind it, just concentrated on the placement of the delivery. And what an impeccable kind of placement, allowing Mizoram or allowing Manipur to take that lead. And it was Naoba who got in the finish there for Manipur, drawing them ahead of Chandigarh at the moment. Chandigarh will have some work to do. They'll need a mountain to climb. They'll have to be a lot more focused on stitching together those short balls, try and play from the ground, try. So far as things have stood, the Manipur defense has been a bit shaky from the start. They've had a few struggles of their own because Chandigarh has managed to price out a couple of crosses. However, the finishing wasn't up to the mark, and that has allowed Manipur to breathe. But if Chandigarh can focus a lot more, if they can show that urgency, if they can put in the numbers ahead, that will allow them to question that defensive solidity of Manipur, then maybe we audience or whoever's watching this game will be in for an absolute treat. Now this is some kind of desperation there from Manipur to keep the ball alive, but this time the ball had too much weight behind it, and despite the drive that the player of Manipur did put in at the end of it, was unable to reach the ball. And now the ball stays with Chandigarh. They're taking their time. They are right now not in a hurry. They believe in their attacking quotient, they believe in their attacking unit, and they know that with time they can grow more dangerous. But this is an opportunity for Manipur again. Sends in a brilliant cross from the left, sends in another fine shot. But this time he's overpowered it, kind of skied it, and got the elevation more than he would have expected. And the ball flies over the woodwork for a goal kick. Now, Chandigarh once again looking for a few opportunities. Ever since they have conceded the goal, they have not really looked as composed as they would have wanted themselves to. They have looked a kind of rattled. They have failed to stitch together the early offensives that they were getting themselves behind. Now, this is an opportunity for Chandigarh, but they were unable to get at the end of the ball. With time, with every whizzing second, Manipur has grown in confidence and stature, and with every passing moment, they have seen a lot more confident of the two sides that are in action right now. And as we can see, Manipur is once again trying to stitch that forward ball down that right wing. But this time, the player who was at the receiving end wasn't really well stationed to receive the ball. But high press football from Manipur is keeping Chandigarh on their toes, not allowing them to breathe as freely as they would have wanted. And this is what happens when high press football comes into the picture. Mistakes do occur when you are being forced to play the ball a lot faster than you're usually acclimatized to. What tends to happen is that you end up losing possession. You end up giving away the ball way too frequently than to your own liking. An opportunity to send in a cross from that right, but I believe Chhattisgarh went for the ball a bit too far from the goal than they would have actually hoped for. That probably could have questioned the authority of Manipur. And now the host comes surging again. The ball's back with Chandigarh right now, and the referee blows away the whistle, awarding a free kick here to Manipur from a very dangerous juncture. The player was brought down, he was yanked from behind, and thereby not leaving the referee with a cast of doubt there. He's given away the free kick, and it's good to see that the player's back up on his feet. The Chandigarh players are still protesting about the fact that that free kick should not have been given. Now we know the kind of attacking unit that Manipur has at their behest, and especially spearheaded by the man Subhash Singh Singham. He's a man who stayed witness to countless wars of Indian football, He's a man who's played football of the highest quality, leading teams that at one point in time terrorized opposition at will. In fact, Subhash Singh has been also a witness to some phenomenal moves that were spawned in Indian football of late, in probably in the late uh, 2010s or in the 2020s as well. It's good to see him getting back to the game. It's good to see him pulling off certain incredible footballing gestures that only legends like him can conjure. Once again, taking their time, trying to use the right wing now. The left wing hasn't been that active for Manipur. They have tried and explored whatever opportunities that could have come their way, but somehow the incision, the perfection that they are looking for onto that left wing hasn't been that active. Chandigarh has an opportunity to break free, trying to use the right wing, playing a few passes, looking for some help there. Once again, passes it to the far right, sends it across from that right wing. That was a brilliant effort, but Manipur absolutely vigilant, not allowing the ball to create any possible havoc that could have asked a few questions. And now Chandigarh themselves have redirected the ball to safety for Manipur as they were not really on target. And that was this was the third time that Chandigarh managed to use that right wing to their advantage. There was a Chandigarh player who was there waiting in that attacking third, hoping to steer the ball into the back of the net, but he wasn't really successful because the goalkeeper was also in position and so were the defenders. So, had there been a proper header as well, I mean, that would have been a definite test, a litmus test for the Manipur goalkeeper, but nevertheless, it would not have troubled him under any circumstances because it was not on target in the first place and it wasn't an easy position for him to head home either. And now Chandigarh has an opportunity to go forward with the ball. They are stitching together those short passes, but that was a poor pass at the end of the day. And despite the advantage being played, they have submitted the possession at the feet of Manipur, and now Manipur toying with Chandigarh at the moment. Chandigarh seems to be chasing shadows, and they do not really have an answer that they will want in their favor against Manipur. Not a decent pass this time. Going out of bounds is a throw in now in favor of Chhattisgarh, or rather Chandigarh. Apologies for the same. They're taking their time, not really in a hurry here. They like to get something going their way, a spell of possession, at least a couple of decent passes staged, because that is important. Somehow, if you're following the game, you would know that Chandigarh's passing hasn't been that great, and that is exactly where Manipur has reigned supreme and reigned with an iron fist, allowing themselves to create, open those spaces, to create those opportunities that have come their way. In fact, this has so far been a very cagey affair if you go via terms of opportunities. Both the teams haven't really created those many chances that you would usually expect them to, especially with the kind of attacking prowess that these teams come to the game with. And that's a lovely ball down the center wing, but well defended there from Chandigarh, showcasing their defensive solidity once again, not allowing Manipur to break open the manacles that were there in position to defy the uproarious Manipur attacking unit. Now there's a long ball that's sent there, awaiting the player on the far right. That's a brilliant turn, a cross comes in, and this time it's going to be a goal kick. That was some nifty footwork there from Manipur on the right wing, doing some incredible twist and turn, trying to shirk off his marker, and then eventually send in the scarring cross. But before he could have done that, he lost control and eventually shot the ball outside instead of the cross that could have posed some serious threat upon Chandigarh. Now, both the teams, they haven't really seemed excellent in terms of attack at the moment. The game has somewhat remained confined to the midfield. It has so far been A vie for the midfield, both the teams duking for supremacy out at the moment. uh, the host Manipur, they managed to secure an early lead, and that was a moment of madness. But since that goal, it has been somewhat of a very reticent affair from both sides, despite both the sides asking a few questions from the wings. But the solid ones that can actually go ahead and trouble your oppositions hasn't yet been asked. And this time, a throw in here coming for Manipur. Now they'll take their time. They have the lead for themselves. A slender one though, but they like to protect that. Actually, it's a free kick given away, and it's their captain who will be on charge, Subhash Singh. He'll be hoping to create a ball that can actually pose another threat from the right for Manipur. Is Chandigarh up to the task to defy it, to stave it away to safety? He goes for a knuckleball. That's absolutely brilliant. The concept was clear. He went for that knuckleball, trying to curl that towards the player at the far post, hoping that he can head it home from that range. But it had a bit too much power. It's not easy to create such a brilliant knuckleball, because knuckleballs are one of the toughest part of the footballing craft. You have to be picture perfect with your execution, and the ball ended up having a bit too much power and weight in the ball that could have actually, or than the player would have wanted for him to get at the end of it. Now Chandigarh going forward on an offensive, hoping to find some space ahead of them to create a chance. That was a brilliant ball sent from the back. A shot comes in, but not on target. It was blocked by one of Chandigarh's own players, and eventually the rebound falling at the feet of Chandigarh, but not really well utilized. Cleared away by Manipur, and now Manipur is trying to use that left wing, the wing that produced that all-important opener. Another cross comes in, tries to keep the ball in play, header, and it's in the back of the net. Manipur has managed to double their lead. It's all happening for the hosts here, and the visitors are absolutely bamboozled and punch drunk. What a thumping header to smash it into the back of the net. Chandigarh being mere onlooker to absolute madness here that is being wreaked by Manipur, the host. This is incredible football from the men in red, and Chandigarh simply has no answer to the same. We can see the crowd who are present out here, all smiles as the host have secured an early lead. It's 2-0 now in favor of Manipur, wherein Chandigarh are absolutely in awe and at the same time in terror and terrorized by the men in red, because they do not have an answer to the incessant attacks, to the flurry of attacks that Manipur has managed to stitch together. He continues to drive further, and Chandigarh now looking for an avenue from the left, but they won't really be savoring much supremacy here. A small or a short throw taken in there. Chandigarh once again trying to dribble their way past that left wing. Manipur persistent on keeping the ball at their feet. Once again, now for them it's the right. And that's a long through being sent in. Can he reach the ball? He does. Keeps the ball alive. Takes his time. Not in a hurry. Waiting for that cross to come in. The cross eventually does come in. This time, not clearly headed away by Chandigarh. The ball fell at the feet of Manipur. And eventually Chandigarh taking charge of the delivery and clearing it away. A throw in now in favor of Chandigarh here. Decent work from the men in red and the men in blue at the moment. They are kind of looking for a few answers. They have been totally off their element. They have seen in utter disarray, and somehow the collaboration between their own attacking unit, somehow the understanding, the communication has been overtly horrendous. It's a throw-in opportunity here for Chandigarh. It is most likely going to be a long throw, trying to convert it into a set piece. Sends the ball forward, but this time headed away by Chandigarh themselves, eventually imparting a goal kick now in favor of Manipur. The opportunities have come knocking for both sides. Chandigarh a bit on the lesser side. They've tried and used that right wing. They've sent in a couple of crosses, wherein for Manipur, it has been more of understanding themselves, understanding their own movements and maneuvers. Here's a lovely ball on the left. Subhash Singh was on the chase, but the flag had already gone up, and eventually he's relinquishing the delivery away. It's now going to be a free kick in favor of Chandigarh. Chandigarh taking their time right now. They're not in a hurry. They will have to be in a hurry. And here's the confirmation. It was the captain of Manipur, Subhash Singh Singham, who managed to get the back of the net, who got that second goal for Manipur. And Manipur are 2 goals to good at the moment for Chandigarh. Chandigarh somehow totally devoid of answers, totally devoid of understanding about what has hit them at the moment. They're desperately trying to breathe and they are trying their very best to stay in the hunt at least. Right now, if this game, the more this number of minutes that will be whizzing away, it's going to be even more difficult for Chandigarh to stay in the hunt. So they'll have to try and find out an opening or at least establish an attacking mindset somewhere that questions Manipur's defensive solidity. Otherwise, if they allow Manipur to grow in confidence, if they allow them to have this conception that Chandigarh is not going to come forward, for them to find that stride in footing in the second half, it'll be a lot more elusive. It'll be too challenging, but this is a great opportunity for Chandigarh to try and pose a serious threat on the Manipur defense. A free kick from a very dangerous juncture here. They're all set for it, taking the time. Curls that in, but curls that in way too much. That ball was not going anywhere close to the woodwork. So a sigh of reprieve here for Manipur, the host. They are in the driver's seat and they are driving it firmly at the moment. They're 2-0 up, two phenomenal finishes, one from the feet, wherein one from the header, and comfortably tucked in. It was quite a powerful header. Saw that opportunity where the goalkeeper was not in a position to put in a full stretch dive. And here's a chance again for Chandigarh, but that was a poor pass. He was completely unaware, he was oblivious of whichever players of his own team were actually around him and what were their respective positions. You can't really help at times. There was a bit of a technical glitch that was in place, but we are back in the game again. And as things stands, it's 25 minutes almost on the clock, and Manipur Manipur has a 2 goal cushion right now, and they are still trying to drive forward. That was quite in front of the eyes of the referee. I believe he went for the ball for sure. The player was definitely not his intention, but some excellent footwork there from the player. And it's the first yellow card of the day coming to Chandigarh. It is Sanju T who was given the yellow card and a free kick eventually for Manipur. Again, it was pretty much unintentional. He definitely went for the ball, but at the end of the day, this is football. Intentional or unintentional. If you're unable to contain your opposition and you end up sticking a foot, that's a foul. Here's a free kick, sends in a brilliant cross from the left. Once again, a few technical difficulties have been persisting here. So that probably the phase of action, as it stands, that there was no harm or there was no change in scoreline. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the game here. This was just a replay of how the second goal was scored. Uh, Apologies for the technical glitch that happened, and then that kind of almost forced us to get disconnected for a while. But we are back now, and as we see, we are slowly heading to the half-hour mark of the game. It's been exciting affair so far between Chandigarh and Manipur. Manipur, the hosts have managed to take away an early lead, and not just once but twice. And in Chandigarh are still desperate to find something, to salvage something for themselves in the first half. With time, the number of people in the audience, number of people in the stands are increasing. It's still 10:30 on the clock, so I hope you can understand. It's a Sunday morning. It's a bit chilly out there. It's quite obvious the crowd will start pouring in slowly. So with every passing second, you'll see a lot more numbers. There's some brilliant footwork there. Down that right wing from the captain. Sends in a brilliant cross. A bit of a pinballing situation in the penalty box. But the goalkeeper will eventually come out and collect it and launch it downtown, hoping for his player to receive it and probably try. It's something significant, but it wasn't a very decent delivery, to be honest. It was onto that far wings that's not really easy to collect. If you have to collect those deliveries, you'll have to be on your foot. You'll need to have a clear idea about how to deal or how to trade with them. If you don't have the idea, it's going to be a lot more difficult. It's going to be a lot more challenging. Here's the chance for Chandigarh, trying to use that from the left wing, sends in a cross forward. Once again, stopped and stalled by Manipur, and now turning it into an attack of their own. A bit of a tussle there between the attacker and the defender. The goalkeeper will have to hurry, and he eventually clears away the lines. Not for long, however, but then Chandigarh does manage to keep the ball at their possession, sends another long ball deflected away by Manipur. An opportunity for Manipur to come forward. The ball remains alive. It remains alive at the feet of Chandigarh, however. And now Chandigarh sends a ball towards that far right. It's an extreme race for the attacker who was on the prowl. Not really happy with the quality of the delivery. Asking him probably if he could have put a bit too less weight, a bit too less sting on the ball. It would have been within the reach of him. But nonetheless, that's gone down in history as a miss. as a poor pass, and now Manipur has a chance to build from the back and try and threaten the opposition with another move of their own. And here's the ball at their feet. They have the time. They do not need to hurry. They have the 2 goal cushion for themselves. They've completed half an hour of entertaining and exciting football at the Kuman Lampak main stadium. We have Chandigarh on one side, who is right now being led by Sanjeev Kumar Maria from the sides, and we have Gift Rekhan, one of the most experienced preceptors of Indian football. He has previously showcased the kind of technical and tactical brilliance that he can bring forth to any game with his mindset. We have seen mountains being moved in Indian football under the chaperonage of Gift Rekhan, and right now he is mentoring the Manipur team at the moment. And Manipur has done a decent job in the first half. They've taken a lead, they've stitched together attacks, they have challenged Chandigarh consistently. They have actually posed some serious threats on the goal, and now with every passing minute, they are trying to create a lot more trouble for Chandigarh. This is another opportunity for Manipur. Tries to send in a cross from that right. It was the captain Subhash Singh Singham who wanted to get a chance for himself, or who wanted to probably try something different, waiting for help to arrive, but help did not arrive. And eventually it was the Chandigarh goalkeeper who came out of his line to collect it. This is the chance for Chandigarh. A constant tussle onto that left wing. He does manage to get the ball at his feet. A bit of a tumble there, and the referee has actually given away a goal kick. Chandigarh hoping that maybe they could have got a penalty going their way, but it was nothing more than a simple tumble. The legs got entangled there, so nobody was at fault. In order for a penalty to be given, you need something a lot more concrete than that. But that wasn't definitely concrete. In Manipur, having it way too easy at the moment, Chandigarh not really able to trouble their defenders. Somehow the defenders of Manipur has been a lot more supreme than how Chandigarh has actually shaped up in this game until now. A delectable cross comes in from the right. The goalkeeper had to eventually leave his post and come forward to take a comfortable catch at the end of the day. It could have been something for Chandigarh had it been a better delivery, but it was not. And right now, it's Manipur once again on the prowl, gets that opportunity, sends in the forward ball. It's the captain who sends in a brilliant cross from the right, but eventually the danger wasn't really posed. Now, that was a brilliant piece of work here, trying to get the ball through the legs of the Chandigarh player. He eventually does, but he couldn't really create a resultant opportunity, a rippling effect from the same, allowing Manipur to easily collect the ball and turn it in their favor. That's a lovely ball and an equally decent chase, but well cleared away by the opposition. That's a ball that's sent forward, trying to keep it under control. Chandigarh now trying to use that left wing to their advantage. There's a bit of a shimmy down that central channel. Tries to create the small pockets of spaces. The ball still stays with Chandigarh, but eventually the referee blowing the whistle and awarding a free kick here in favor of Manipur. It's good to see that he's back up. It was a minor injury, likely tapped there, sobbling a bit, but definitely he'll be all right, because things like these, it keeps on happening in football. It's a part and parcel of the game. You just get back up on your feet and continue delivering what you have been looking forward to. The ball's back with Manipur again. Then they are trying to use the central channel. They have actually used the central channel and the left wing in a pretty dynamic manner. They have brought forward those flurry of attacks from these two channels. From the right, however, they have been a bit too reticent in comparison with the ones that were there from the left and the center, wherein Chandigarh has been a bit too much active on that right wing. They've used it decently, but not decent enough to probably try and ram open the gates that has been in position, thwarting away the Chandigarh offensives at the moment. Chandigarh desperate to keep the possession at their feet there. And they have a free kick now in their favor. The referee quickly having a word with the defenders, asking them to move behind, allow that leeway for the shot to be taken. Now, this is a pretty decent position for a free kick to be taken. Chandigarh has that opportunity of trying to create something significant, trying to ram open those jammed doors at the moment. And sends in a brilliant ground ball. That's innovative. Can he send in the cross? But Manipur absolutely alert and vigilant about that chance, keeping a keen eye on the ball. This was the chance. There were a couple of players of Chandigarh who was waiting in that central channel, hoping that they can get some head or probably an extended touch of a toe to the ball, but it was not to be. For the ball was cleared away by the Manipurians, who were absolutely alert, who kept a keen eye on the ball and eventually cleared away their lines comfortably and convincingly. Sends another long ball forward. A bit of a chase there for Manipur. Does excellently to keep the ball in their control. Looking for some shooting space. Brilliant block from Chandigarh. Not allowing Manipur the leeway to get themselves in a position to pull the trigger once again. That is excellent in excellent defending from Chandigarh. Standing up to their opposition, matching them pound for pound in this contest of thrill and vigor, where despite Manipur having the lead at their behest, Chandigarh right now asking them that if they need to get more goals, they'll have to earn it themselves. They will not be gifted any further space. Wherein for Manipur, they've had the luxury to go forward, they've had the luxury to create those required pockets of spaces that can lead to further damage upon their opposition. The ball stays with Manipur. Now another long ball being sent forward, and Manipur has actually been at the receiving end of it. It's the captain who's taken some terrific workload. Now sends in a cross to that far right. The ball still stays with Manipur. Wanted to go for a shot, but he couldn't really time his turn to perfection that would have allowed him to unload that effort towards the goal. A slight bit of misfortune there for Manipur. It was quite a great opportunity coming their way. Now this was the replay. He wanted to go for the shot himself, but he overstepped his line. He overstepped his stride, and the ball went out of his favor. And now Chandigarh has some space ahead. They have the numbers up front as well. Manipur will have to defend fiercely if they are to get out of position, but Chandigarh not at all able to time their offensives, not at all able to get those shots in place that can question the authority of Manipur right now. Chandigarh once again trying to win the ball, but Manipur has done it successfully. And now it's their captain who's on the prowl once again from the right wing. He shuffled his ranks. He started on the left, but now he shuffled to that right. And he's actually creating all those wonderful passes from that right wing that has left Chandigarh on its toes, that has questioned them a lot more than they would have expected. Just taking their time at the moment. We have 5 minutes of regulation time still coming up, and there's a Chandigarh player who's down. The stoppages haven't been staggering. It has been very much well within the bounds, thereby allowing both the sides to play and like an unstalled flow of football. But at the end of the day, despite all the prancing, this is the chance. This was that opportunity that created. There you go. He quickly took a turn. It's good to see that the player's back on his feet, because at the end of the day, that is eventually what matters, getting back on your feet, because nobody would want, because like if we all know that whichever footballer has gone in, but before we do that, before we go to that point, it's Johnson Singh of Chandigarh who's taken the knock, and they're asking for a replacement. It's not really a good sign, but at the end of the day, football is a body contact game and injuries keep on happening. But nonetheless, once again, it'll be on the management with how they react to it, or how they bring in those customary shuffles, how they put forward that right stride to find that space that they are looking forward to, or to try and inject a different brand of football, try and question the opposition's authority. A chance here, but Chandigarh desperate, not allowing, not just willing that the ball would fall at the feet of Manipur, so they put in that staunch dive, eventually clearing away the ball out of the bounds. The ball's back with Manipur again. Sends it to the far right, taking their time. Launches it forward. Again, not a decent position at all. Hammers it onto the chest of the player, waiting at the far right, and eventually that bounced off his chest and went out of play, imparting a quick throw in here to Chandigarh. They take it very quickly. The tussle continues in that midfield. Chandigarh desperate to enjoy a bit more of the possession that they usually have been. Manipur rising to the occasion in their most flamboyant livery. A decent piece of header. The ball falls back at the feet of Manipur. Passes it back to their own player. Quickly changing the channels between themselves. Three quick passes stitched together. Another lateral pass, the fourth one. Manipur taking their time, not in a hurry. They have a 2 goal cushion. If somebody has to be in a hurry, or if somebody will have to show that urgency, it will be Chandigarh. But I believe they will like to go to the tunnel with the same scoreline. They will not want a change at the moment, because if there is another goal, if they concede from here, it can be absolutely cataclysmic for their aspirations. But Chandigarh at the same time will also be looking forward to get a goal for themselves. If they can manage to get a goal for themselves on the cusp of the half time, it'll be a lot more easier for them when they come out. They can have the focus on finding that equalizer. Right now, they'll have to find 2 goals for themselves in order to stay afloat in this contest. Somehow, despite all the attacks that they have managed to stitch, they haven't really been convincing when it comes to conversion. They haven't really shown that incision that a team is expected to showcase at such a high level of footballing competition. This is the Hero 76th NFC Santosh Trophy, and you expect teams who are participating in this tournament to bring the best football forward. An opportunity here for Manipur, and Chandigarh will be fortunate. They had timed that dive to perfection. It could have been another opportunity for Manipur knocking on the doors had there been even the slightest of errors in judging the timing of that dive, or in judging that extended foot. But that was placed to perfection, allowing Manipur, or rather allowing Chandigarh, to snatch away the possession from Manipur at a very dangerous juncture of the field. We'll try and confirm the additional time that will be allotted to so far what has been an entertaining first half at the Kuman Lampak main stadium. And this is an opportunity once again for Chandigarh. Just trying to create something from that left. This can be a glorious opportunity just on the cusp of half time. However, the ball goes out of play, and eventually, after a bit of a fist fight onto that left wing, definitely with the feet, because it's football at the end of the day, you can't really expect them to try and take away the chance. Eventually, the ball rolls out of bounds, and a goal kick now in favor of Manipur. Quickly taking their time, sends it down to that far right, just hoping to get a few passes in position, hoping to create that space up front. Can they get a chance here? A long race here, but eventually a bit too much on the ball, that forcing them, or that forced them to get it out of play. And a throw in now in favor of Chhattisgarh, or rather of Chandigarh. Once again, apologies for the same. They'll take their time, they are in no hurry whatsoever. They just want this margin to remain, because once you go to that tunnel, you can have a quick look at your strategies, you can have a quick discussion with your teammates, probably try that plan B, execute that. But right now, if there is a sudden change in the timeline or in the score line, things can be devastating. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first half. And as things stand, Manipur, the host, have taken away a 2-0 lead at the moment. It has been absolutely an entertaining half of football, wherein both sides have went all guns blazing at each other. However, Chandigarh a bit too much on the unfortunate side. They have failed to price out something significant going their way, wherein for Manipur, they have created two decent chances and they have managed to create or score those all important goals. Here's the confirmation of the first half. We have Naoba, who got that opening goal for Manipur, wherein their captain Singham Subhas Singh managed to get the second goal of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We will shortly return with another exciting half of entertaining and thrilling football between Chandigarh and Manipur. Till then, stay tuned, stay posted.
Ladies and gentlemen,
ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯊꯤꯟꯗꯨ ꯆꯦꯞꯇ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯅꯪ ꯄꯥꯏꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯔꯤꯗꯣ ꯆꯦꯞꯇ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯊꯤꯟꯕ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯣꯕ ꯃꯣꯟ ꯊꯨꯏꯑꯕ tudo. Davlia. Como davro? Como não tudo bom? Como não tô yar. Tô chamado. Mari marani no. Hangde.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second half of the contest between Chandigarh and Manipur. We are live from the Kumar Lampak main stadium in Manipur, wherein the hosts have taken a 2-0 lead, wherein for Chandigarh, they are still to open their account. They've tried hard, especially towards the end of the towards the end of the second half. Towards the end of the first half. But despite all the hustle that they have managed to conjure, they are still to see the back of the net, wherein Manipur have been extremely solid in their attacking pursuits. Whenever they have gone forward, they have looked like the lot more dangerous side of the two. But again, this is football, and things can change at any given point in time. You just need to keep hanging there. You just need to keep on believing in yourself, and probably all the strategies and all the talking points that you have covered in the game or in the drawing board. And on your screen this time, the team who will be attacking from the left to the right are the men in red, the hosts, Manipur. Well, and on your screen, the team that will be attacking from the right to the left are the men in blue, Chandigarh. Both the teams, they will be hoping to create a lot more impact in this contest, a lot more excitement, a lot more challenging affair in the second half. And eventually, it is Manipur who gets us underway in the second half, wherein Chandigarh is on the chase. Manipur quickly stitching forward those balls amongst themselves, sends it back to the goalkeeper comfortably, who sends it back now to the far left channel, taking their time. And this time, not a decent ball there. Chandigarh managing to get some possession for themselves early in the second half. They'll try and get a lot more of that possession going their way, because that is very important. If you need to stitch something decent, at least what has so far been the quality of the game, Chandigarh will try and stitch a lot more possession in their favor that will allow them to force Manipur to action or to deal a hand. Chandigarh taking their time, not in a hurry, but again, they will need to score those goals. They are 2 goals down, so they will have to find a way forward against the marauding hosts at the moment. And at the moment, it is Karthik Chaudhary who's on the free kick. Sends the ball to the box, but then headed clear by Manipur without any trouble. The ball stays with Manipur. Chandigarh on the press. Opportunity for Chandigarh, but again snatched away by Manipur. And this is an opportunity for Manipur to try and build something significant. But Chandigarh doing a decent job of keeping the ball away from Manipur. And here's a confirmation of a change here. Napoleon going out, wherein Arshdeep Singh was the man who came in for Chandigarh. Stitching together the short balls at the moment, Chandigarh. On the screen, it was Gaurav Negi who had the ball previously, and he's passed it on to the far right now. The ball stays with Jatin Yadav, who's also come on as a substitute for Chandigarh. However, Manipur has managed to snatch it back, trying to send the ball towards the center, but it was well defended by Chandigarh this time. Manipur back on the ball. Sends in that cross towards that central channel, not really a decent one. Opportunity for Chandigarh to try and build something from that attack. But Manipur absolutely aware and vigilant of their surroundings. Plays it back to the goalkeeper. A quick ball sent forward. Not a decent opportunity, however. A bit of a scuffle into that midfield. A pretty scrappy display, to be honest. Now here's a chance for Manipur. That's a brilliant ball and opportunity from the left. Cross comes in, but the goalkeeper put in a phenomenal save for Chandigarh, denying Manipur the first sliver of hope in the second half. Here was another substitution that was made just at the cusp of half time, and it was Jatin Yadav who came in, wherein it was Johnson who went out. But Manipur still has the ball in their favour. But eventually, it was Chandigarh who managed to put in a staunch effort to take away the ball. Now, this is an opportunity for Chandigarh to try and get a goal for themselves. They have! They were on the prowl. A brilliantly stitched through ball eventually has been steered into the back of the net. The Manipur goalkeeper absolutely clueless there. Came out of a station, couldn't time his outing, and eventually has conceded that opening goal. Chandigarh is right back in this game. The deficit has been halved, and now they will have their eyes on that all-important equalizer that can get them back in the game. What a start for Chandigarh in the second half. It's just 4 minutes in the clock, and they are right back roaring in the game. Manipur will now have some grounds to cover. They'll have to be a lot more solid in their defense. We'll try and confirm the scorer, ladies and gentlemen, if we can. But that was a phenomenal finish. Once again, more than the finish, it was that through that deserves a lot more accolades. You can see Chandigarh right now is all pumped, hoping to crack open the door once again. Something that can get them on level terms with the marauding Manipur, who has been a phenomenal host until now, and definitely an inhospitable host in terms of the football match. They have came forward looking around for those goals, wherein Chandigarh didn't really have many opportunities to boast about. But now that they have a goal, now that they have tasted a slight glimmer of hope, I'm pretty sure that they are going to come forward in numbers. They are going to pour forward all those waves of attacks with everything that they have in their arsenal. However, right now the ball stays with Manipur. Manipur will try and barge open the defense once again, this time hoping to use that left wing. The referee says there's nothing going. Let the ball keep on rolling. Here's another ball that is sent with the hope that the player of Chandigarh, who was going to come from that far right, would have eventually reached it, but it didn't seem like happening because he was miles away. Here's the confirmation of the goal scorer. It was Kunal Singh who came up with that fine finish in a one-on-one situation, eventually blowing life back to the game. A bit of a push there, the referee blowing his whistle and eventually awarding an important free kick to Manipur from a critical juncture. They take one shortly and lets one fly. However, this time the ball was sailing away from the woodwork and would not have troubled Chandigarh by any means at all. Chandigarh quickly restarting the game. They want to get that equalizer as early as possible. They want to keep on trying. They want to show that urgency that is important to get themselves back in this contest. They want that momentum rolling in their favor. That is what Chandigarh wants to create right now. Manipur will have to defend a lot more fiercely because the lead is now very slender. The insurance that they had, the 2 goal cushion that they have, has been snuffed out. It's now down to a solitary goal that is differentiating the two sides. The desperate attempt there from Chandigarh to try and crack open the defense that is so staunchly defending against them.
The ball stays with Chandigarh. They are looking for a few options that can come to their deliverance at the moment. And this time, that is a cheap concession of the ball by Manipur, allowing Chandigarh to try and launch across from that left. The ball still stays with Chandigarh. They are looking a lot more dangerous. Another pass, hoping for a cross to come in from that right, keeping a lot more possession of the ball, and this time eventually winning a free kick onto that far right wing. An opportunity for Chandigarh to try and create a chance, to try and launch a ball into that center that will allow them to get a shy at goal, try and get themselves back in the game and get all things square at the Kumar Lampak main stadium. A free kick from a very dangerous and a menacing position. Can Chandigarh make good use of it? Manipur right now are still looking for some help out there in their defense. It feels as if they are an entirely different side in the second half than the team that they were in the first. And they are right now having it difficult trying to handle the heat that is being brought to the game by Chandigarh. This is absolutely impeccable football from the men in blue in the first few minutes of the second half. A free kick here for Chandigarh. They're all set. The referee quickly making a few modifications in the last minute, having a quick word with the defenders and the attackers, asking them to keep it as clean as they can. Sends in a scarring cross into the box. The ball still not gone out of the danger zone. It still stays with Chandigarh. However, Manipur does a decent job of clearing the danger lines. But eventually the possession will fall back to Chandigarh. They will have the required personnel that they would want in their favor to try and build another fine ball. And this time the player on the right has the ball at his behest. However, the cross that came in was all over the place and eventually was won back by Manipur. But Chandigarh seems a lot more resolute in their pursuit of that all-important equalizer. They're snatching the ball way too faster than they were in the first half. But Manipur as well is also an equally brilliant team. So you can expect them to come forward with all the answers that they would hope for, or probably that they would try to go ahead and provide as a counterblast to the questions of Chandigarh at the moment. A player of Manipur is down and he'll try and get some treatment for himself. This was the opportunity there. He couldn't really connect with the header. It's good to see that the player of Manipur is back up on his feet. They have a free kick as well. Well, this has been a challenging game so far for both sides. Both the teams not really willing to give away a modicum of space to each other until and unless it has been won via a duel or a fight. And that is what is so interesting about this game. It's been both the teams have been very passionate and they have been pretty ravenous in their pursuit of goals. And the kind of football that both have managed to stitch together has been impressive to say the least. Well, definitely the second half has been pretty much of a reticent outing for the hosts, Manipur, wherein for Chandigarh, it has so far been an explosive 10 minutes. They have managed to find that opening goal for themselves, reducing the arrears in the cards. The question is, do they have what it takes to find that all-important equalizer to get themselves back in the hunt? Well, only time shall reveal the answer. But till then, we'll have to keep on a keen eye in the proceedings because both the teams are absolutely electric in their pursuit of the promised land, and that is the land across that goal line. And here's another cross that comes in from the hosts, but that won't really be a decent one that can create the opportunity that Manipur would definitely try and find. They will be desperate to re-establish that 2-goal cushion that they have. It's a goal kick now in favor of Chandigarh, a side that has been reignited in the second half. We are all aware of the kind of attacking antiquity that Chandigarh has previously brought to the game in the preceding editions of Hero NFC Santosh Trophy or whichsoever tournaments, or the players who have come up from Chandigarh. So do not be surprised if they are coming forward with even better attacking quotient in the forthcoming minutes, because this is what football is about. Now that's a lovely ball for Manipur, sent from the right, but once again the player who was supposed to be at the receiving end wasn't really at his impeccable best. Now here's the chance again for Chandigarh to try and create something from the right. The cross comes in, but that was a very wild cross, eventually sailing miles beyond the goal work. And now the ball's back to Manipur. They are playing those short passes. They are trying to keep it as simple as they can. A long ball came floating in, but Chandigarh absolutely vigilant about the same, heading it clear, heading it to safety. And that's some decent footwork. Chandigarh's back on the possession again. They have some space ahead of him. That's a brilliant ball. An opportunity for him to send in that cross. He eventually sends in a cross on the knuckle ball. But that wasn't really well placed, and the ball goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Chandigarh is doing everything possible in their repertoire to try and test the hosts. It's not going to be easy for Manipur. They'll have to defend a lot more fiercely. They'll have to defend with all hands on deck, or else they may very shortly be looking forward, or probably be trying to get a bus parked in their defense if they have to stall away the incessant attacking flow of Chandigarh. Mizoram, or excuse me again, Manipur, doing a decent job here of keeping the ball at their behest, especially in the attacking third. That's a decent block from Chandigarh, eventually sending it away for a corner. And that's the first corner of the second half. A chance here for Manipur to try and create something significant, to try and create an opportunity for themselves. Manipur have been brilliant in the first half. We have completed an hour of football. The first 45 minutes, they were extremely active. They were looking forward for those all-important goals. But however, the second half has seen this was an opportunity for Manipur. The player came knocking on the doors from that left wing. It was Nova Meite who was looking for that chance. However, he couldn't really place his shot on target, and eventually it rolled out of bounds, imparting a goal kick in favor of Chandigarh. And after a brief tussle, the ball went out of bounds, imparting a throw in favor of Chandigarh. Chandigarh is taking their time. They know that they have reduced that area, and they will now probably have to try and find the required avenue through which they can manage that important equalizer. But with balls like these, they are never going to make it, because they'll have to be a lot more clinical with their delivery. They'll have to be a lot more incisive and accurate with all the balls that they'll be sending downtown from the other half. A goal kick taken by Manipur. A bit of a tussle once again down that central channel. And now the ball's back at the feet of Manipur. Does a decent piece of job. Sends in that cross from the left. However, the cross was a bit too less, or rather not well directed towards the player who was waiting at that, or rather in the central channel, who probably could have created that all-important damage that they were looking forward to. A quick throw comes in for Manipur, an opportunity again, but Chandigarh keeping a keen eye on the proceedings, ensuring the fact that no harm was done, and now Chandigarh are on an offensive on their own, or off their own rather. They keep the ball in their favour. Sends together a couple of quick passes. Takes their time. Looking for help to arrive. Sends it back to their own half. They just want to ensure that the ball still remains at their feet. They do not want to concede the possession so cheaply, just at the moment as they did. You can call it a commentator's curse kind of thing. We were just talking about how they want to keep the ball at their behest, because that is what is going to create those opportunities for them. That is what is going to help them to get that equalizer. However, Manipur once again comes marauding forward, scarring for that all-important goal, that all-important third goal that will help them to restore the confidence that they initially had, and also that two-goal cushion that can get them rolling throughout the game. Chandigarh trying to create something from the left this time. Keeps the possession at their favour, but eventually it has been snatched away by the hosts. And now Manipur turns the tide in their favour. Sends in a long ball towards it far left. Can he receive it? He has. Taking his time, looking for someone to arrive, and eventually help does arrive. Creating a quick triangle between themselves, and now turning the ball towards the central channel, a shuffle between the sides. They have been slightly on the slower side in the second half. However, this is a chance here for Manipur opportunity. Both the teams coming close, almost managing to put on a collision just ahead of the goal. However, fortunate there. Very fortunate Chandigarh. Two Manipur players converging on that opportunity. One with an attempt from the point blank range, while the other with an attempt for an header, but the ball evading both the head and the feet of both the players from Manipur, trying to sneak in that all-important third goal. This is a race between the attacker and the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper does a fine job, times his run to perfection, and eventually collects it. The ball's back with Manipur again, keeping it as simple as they can. Plays a brilliant ball onto that left wing. A chance, sends in that cross. Oh my word. How would you describe that miss? Point blank range. Should have been nudged home from that range. Look at it. An absolutely phenomenal delivery there. A bit of a push coming in from the back. Not really happy with the decision. It was Nauma Meite with an impeccable cross from the right. A prowling offensive from Manipur almost got them that third goal that they were looking forward to. However, right now they will have to be content with that slender lead that they have at their disposal. The referee quickly blowing the whistle. This was the cross, but this was the opportunity that went flying a few moments back. The ball evading everyone, and this was the opportunity that happened just now. Look at the cross. Look at the perfection in the cross. And that defensive, that block that was put into place by the Chandigarh defender was absolutely brilliant. It was a stellar piece of defensive work that was eventually came in very, very handy in keeping Manipur at bay from restoring the two-goal cushion again. We are witnessing a battle of fine proportions between these two teams, Chandigarh and Manipur. And Manipur has been absolutely persistent in finding that third goal, wherein Chandigarh wants that equalizer going in their favour. Now the ball sent in from that left, but the Chandigarh defence absolutely alert, sticks a foot out, and eventually trades it away for a corner. Manipur has another opportunity to try and build something from here, to try and get the force that they wanted their behest. Sends in a brilliant cross from the left, rather a corner. But it wasn't put to good use. The ball still stays, however, with Manipur. And now Chandigarh has traded it away for another corner, this time from another side. After a long point in time, Manipur has eventually managed to turn the pressure back on Chandigarh. The question is, can they sustain this momentum going forward in the game? Because football is a game of momentum and it can shuffle from any side. From one side to the other, it'll keep on oscillating, it'll keep on pulsating. A brilliant corner taken. The ball still remains in the danger zone. They try to turn and take a shot. They eventually were successful in unloading that effort. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a well-taken shot because it was deflected away by the defense of Chandigarh there. And now Chandigarh had an offensive of their own, trying to build a chance for themselves. But the Manipur defense stands absolutely tall at the face of the encroachment from the men in blue. Now that's some decent work from Chandigarh, putting in a staunch dive ahead of the player before he could actually control the ball and send it forward. However, the ball rolled out of bounds and now it's going to be a throw-in in favor of Manipur. Manipur now trying to keep the possession as much as they can at their behest. They do not want to hurry. They want to slow down the tempo of the game. They want to dictate the game as they should because they still have the lead. The more they allow Chandigarh to have the ball at their possession. However, this is a glorious opportunity. A tackle from the back. The referee's blown the whistle and a penalty has been awarded. This can be the pivotal moment in the game. There's a bit of hesitation yet. There's a bit of altercation going on between the defender. However, the referee will most likely have a word with the linesman there. And yes, a card's gonna come out here against Manipur. And yet the card has been given. In all likelihood, the card has been given. I believe a penalty has not been given. It's actually a free kick or a penalty. That is still to be confirmed. It's a penalty. So yes, it was clearly out there. All they needed to do was keep on running at them. And from nowhere, Chandigarh is back in the game. An opportunity for them to make it all square at the Kumar Lampak main stadium. "70 minutes on the clock. We have Punsiva saying on the penalty and he's missed it. Exhilarations galore in the Manipur camp. How on earth could he not turn that? This was the opportunity, takes it, a powerful drive, a thrust rather. But the goalkeeper of Manipur standing tall, denying Chandigarh a crack at goal. And this can be a very crucial moment in the context of the game. The corner comes floating in and this time the goalkeeper boiling and simmering with confidence, eventually coming out of the line to take the opportunity. The ball's back at the feet of Manipur. Now that the penalty has been saved, they'll probably be coming forth to the game with a lot more vigor, with a lot more vim, and with a lot more intent. Can Chandigarh shirk off the missed opportunity and try and build further from there? Try and create more chances for themselves. They cannot simply sit back and moan or rue a missed opportunity. They'll have to be a bit more focused. They'll have to create more chances in their favor. A free kick now in favor of Chandigarh. Chandigarh has the space ahead of them. They send the ball to the right. It has been received. Taking their time. Not in a hurry. Sends in across from that far right. The ball still not gone out of danger. The goalkeeper comes out and palms it till a relatable distance. A chance here, takes the shot. And now the flag's gone up. A back volley coming in, but that won't count. And this is some interesting and exciting football unraveling ahead of us. Two teams absolutely hell-bent to showcase their very best. Now this was the opportunity that led to the penalty. And Chandigarh's penalty taking skills weren't that great. It was a substitute, Punsiba Singh, or rather, sorry for the same, it was Shaiza who went up for that penalty and eventually thrusted it straight at the diving arms of the goalkeeper. Couldn't really shirk off the goalkeeper's challenge. And this is a brilliant ball once again. A cross coming in from the right and a diving header to clear it away at the expense of a corner. Now Bamete has proved himself to be very dangerous onto that right wing. And now the captain of Manipur to take that corner, sends in a brilliant corner, but the goalkeeper absolutely alert, coming out of his line to collect a comfortable catch at the end of the day. The ball's back with Chandigarh again, but Manipur has managed to re-snatch it back in their favor. Once again, Nauba Mete on the ball. The ball's back with Shubhas Singh. Gets some space, tries to curl it towards the goal, but the angle was way too acute and it was definitely not going to be easy for them to get it. A couple of substitutions here coming for Manipur, and that is Nauba Mete will be coming off, wherein will be Shirak will be coming in. Now this is how dangerous Nauba Mete has been. Had he not put in that diving header, there was a player waiting at the receiving end of the same. A double substitution for Manipur. Let's see how does that ruffle the feathers up of the game. Fresh feet injected, more energy will be injected in the game. That is exactly what will be going on in the minds of Manipur right now. They'll need somehow it seems that they are slowly getting exhausted, the exhaustion kicking in, and if once the exhaustion starts kicking in, it'll be very difficult. Despite the fact that they've saved a penalty, they've managed to keep themselves afloat in the game. Chandigarh on the move from the left again. An opportunity for Chandigarh to try and build from there. That was a glorious ball. Only if there was a player for Chandigarh waiting in front of the goal. The player that was waiting away from the goal. An opportunity! But once again, an absolute brilliant dive there from the Manipur goalkeeper has traded it away for a corner. Chandigarh, undeterred by the waste of the penalty, has started coming forward again, and Manipur stands absolutely tall at the face of the growing concern that their defense has been facing. That was a phenomenal header and an equally brilliant save. It was Kunal Singh, the goal scorer, who managed to come up with that header. And here's a goal kick now in favor of Chandigarh, or rather a corner in favor of Chandigarh. An opportunity for them to try and get something from that corner. However, it was not well taken. It was a low corner that somewhat fizzled out. Another long-range effort coming in from Chandigarh, but that was definitely not on target as it floated over the woodwork, allowing Manipur to settle down and breathe at the moment. Manipur just trying to keep things in a peace right now because Chandigarh keeps on coming back at it. Manipur trying to stitch something from that right wing. An opportunity that can get them close to the goal again. The substitute trying to create something of importance, something of value. And the ball's back at the feet. Of Chandigarh, and now a couple of substitutions here for Chandigarh happening, and it's Gurtekbir Singh who will be coming on, wherein Swamya Hardik Singh will also be coming on for Chandigarh. So these are the two substitutions that happen. Gurtekbir Singh and Swamya Hardik Singh were on the field, and for Chandigarh, Chandigarh also looking to inject fresh faces in their pursuit of that goal. The ball stays with Chandigarh at the moment. However, a poor pass allowing Manipur to get back into the game. That's a long ball. He was unable. The captain, Subhash Singh, was not really able to control the ball, but he sends in a brilliant cross. However, this time it took a deflection off a Chandigarh player and it goes out for a corner in favor of Manipur. A corner here in favor of Manipur, and it's going to be their captain with the responsibility of delivering them again. A loud appeal there from Manipur, hoping there was going to be a penalty, considering the fact that the ball has actually touched the hand of a Chandigarh player, but the referee snubs away the appeals, and Chandigarh desperate now to get something from that right wing. They have a cross at a pretty decent juncture of the ground. A long throw coming in there from Chandigarh. Manipur keeping their defense tall, ensuring that the headers are in place, not allowing Chandigarh that easy leeway. There's the confirmation of the change. Gurtekbir Singh coming in place of Amit Kumar for Chandigarh. And another confirmation, Swamya Hardik Singh in for Gaurav Neki. This is the chance for Chandigarh again. However, that was a bit too heavy of a pass as it rolled out of play. A goal kick now in favor of Manipur. Manipur hasn't been that dynamic and explosive in the second half. It's been the heavy lifting has more or less been done by Chandigarh, wherein Manipur has come forward in fragments, in parts. And if Chandigarh has to come back in the game, if Chandigarh has to get that equalizer, then they'll have to continue doing what they are doing right now. Manipur has definitely pretty solid in their defensive approach. However, Chandigarh's repeated aggressive incursions have actually posed them in the face of several questions that still needs a lot of answering. They're taking their time for that free kick. At the end of it, the free kick wasn't really one of those glamorous ones where it had all the power and the sting. However, Chandigarh has managed to reclaim possession for themselves, taking some time, stitching together those short passes, trying to explore the small pockets of spaces that they have at their behest, trying to create the opportunities for themselves. Right now, they are focused more on keeping the possession at their end. A cross comes floating in from the right, a header comes in too, but eventually a very emaciated header that will definitely not be bothering the defense or the goalkeeper at such a high stature of football by any means. It was not well connected. The referee has forced stop the play as a player of Chandigarh has been knocked down. Football is a body contact game and things like these can keep on happening. It is Karthik Chaudhary of Chandigarh who's actually taken a knock, and the media has been summoned over. As the story of the game goes, the first half belonged to the hosts Manipur, who were absolutely in phenomenal touch, dictating the game with an iron fist, and they also managed to find the back of the net not once but twice, wherein Chandigarh came out all guns blazing in the second half, asking all the right sorts of questions to Manipur and eventually finding that all important first goal for themselves. They even won a penalty in their favor. However, the penalty wasn't a well directed one, and at the end of all the effort from Shaiza, he managed to smash it at the hands of a diving goalkeeper of Manipur, and it was an electric save from Manipur, keeping things as it is at the Kuman Lampak main stadium. Now, a general change in the style of football that these two teams have played. The first half, Manipur savored a lion's share of the possession. The second half has seen them giving away the ball too cheaply to Chandigarh. And Chandigarh has actually used those opportunities a lot more in their favor. And now a fine ball from Manipur down that central channel. This time sends in a long ball, a race for Manipur to keep it in play, but that will not be a successful race because the ball went out of play before he could bring it under control. We are heading towards the final 6 minutes of regulation time, and as things stand, if the scoreline remains like this, we will have the hosts of Group 6, Manipur, walk away with the bragging rights of the opening fixture, wherein Chandigarh, despite all the hard work and the belligerence and the incursions in the second half, will have to walk away with disappointment in their hearts, at least for the time being. But it seems that before we reach the end, the culmination of such a thrilling encounter, we still have a lot of thrill and drama remaining in this affair. This forthcoming 5 minutes will be riddled with action, high octane ones, to keep you entertained, to keep you thrilled till the very edge of your seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any plans of right now going for a break or even switching over the channels, please do not do that, because this is where football comes alive. This is where this game comes alive. And most importantly, this is where both the teams will have their own sets of purposes to try and challenge each other in their own particular method. Chandigarh still trailing by a goal, wherein Manipur having that one goal cushion, desperate to find the back of the net for one more time. And there's another substitution that is happening now in favor of Punjab. It is Mohammad Asrar Reber who will be coming on for Punjab. And now a throw-in. 4 minutes of regulation time remaining. There has been quite a few stoppages in the second half. That means an extended version or an extended span of additional minutes that will be added on to the game. So we are still in for a prolonged period of play and a prolonged period of excitement, because these are the moments where both the teams will have their individual purposes of trying to find the back of the net, of trying to enforce this particular style of football that they believe can help their cause. Now this is a cross, comes in from Manipur from the left. The danger still remains, but eventually it's Chandigarh's goalkeeper who comes out of a station and completes a comfortable catch. He made it look comfortable, but believe me, it had a lot more than meets the eye. And that was a foul from the back. The referee giving away a free kick now in favor of Chandigarh. Chandigarh wanted a card, at least in this situation. And the free kick has been sent. The ball has been received at the far left wing. But Manipur does a decent job, but eventually concedes possession again. The ball stays with Chandigarh. A bit of a push and a shove, but the ball still remains with Chandigarh, and eventually a very poor pass. There's a confirmation of the change. Naurim Govindas Singh came off, wherein it was Mohammad Ashraf Rebar who came on for Chandigarh. Final few minutes of regulation time. Opportunities knocking on the doors, and yet somehow we have only had 3 goals from this encounter. Another cross comes in from the right, but an absolutely haywire cross at the end of the day. Not really producing the desired effect that Chandigarh would have wanted. They've tried pretty hard to come back in the contest, but somehow or the other, they have not managed to create all those opportunities that they wanted to go into the back of the net. But once again, Chandigarh simply does not seem dampened by the spirits or by the proceedings of the game. They have actually squandered away a penalty, the best possible opportunity that you can have to score or probably even to restore parity, at least in Chandigarh's context in the game. The first half was a tale of dominance from the hosts, Manipur. The second half has somehow belonged to Chandigarh. However, the Manipur defense has been absolutely resolute. No matter whatever has come their way, they have stood tall. They have stood tall and kept the ball away from their counterparts. They've kept the ball away from the goal line. Despite that goal conceded in the early minutes of the second half, they have managed to keep their fortress intact against a marauding Chandigarh. However, Manipur is once again on the prowl. That's a brilliant ball, an opportunity for them to try and crack open the gates once again for themselves. However, they will have to wait. They will need to see this opportunity being created from that right. Sends in another brilliant cross, but the goalkeeper of Chandigarh coming out of his position and collecting it midway, and now launching an offensive of their own, a chance for themselves to try and build something. However, the ball's fallen back in favor of Manipur. Manipur ensuring the fact that they are not giving that required space to Chandigarh to try and launch something significant against them. But this is an opportunity for Manipur once again. The ball's back with the back at their feet. They're taking their time, not in a hurry. They know that they have the lead. They have the luxury of keeping things under control. In the 5 minutes of added time, they will try and create something better for themselves. They'll try and dictate the possession that will help them to clinch the bragging rights of the fixture. Another brilliant cross and an equally decent header, but not on target, thereby allowing Chandigarh to get some breathing space of their own. Manipur almost on the cusp of getting that all-important third. And they are once again on the offensive, just as the game is headed towards its tail end. They are coming forward in numbers. They want more goals going their favor. They want to create a statement. They want to assert themselves as the tournament goes on and on. A goal kick now in favor of Chandigarh. Chandigarh taking their time. There's a substitution happening for Manipur. The game has restarted. The ball's back with Chandigarh now. Sends a long ball downtown, but that will definitely not be bothering the defense that has stood tall for so long for Manipur. The defense has been absolutely impeccable. They have been clinical. They have been absolutely accurate with their execution of how things should have been to thwart the aggressions, the incursions, the ingressions of Chandigarh. However, they'll have to up their game as the tournament rolls on. And the goalkeeper had to hurry here. Manipur was on the cusp of putting in another high press there. And the referee quickly halting play there to have a word with the goalkeeper. And here's the confirmation of the substitution there. Dunzil coming on in place of Naucha. And I believe while the goalkeeper was trying to collect the ball, he must have overstepped his bounds. And this is a free kick for Manipur, and it's from a pretty dangerous position. This is a chance for them to try and extend their lead. They're taking their time. They are in no hurry at the moment. They're just trying to steal away those crucial seconds that can help them secure those all-important 3 points in the group opener. Goes for the free kick. Belts one! What a strike that was! Absolutely clinical. Ensures that he's placing it to perfection, and now the game has been put to bed. Well done, Manipur. They kept on looking for the opportunities. Look at this free kick. Absolutely thunderous. The goalkeeper, despite a full step jump, couldn't really put an end to the effort. That was a sizzling strike, and now Manipur has surely secured the bragging rights of this fixture. Chandigarh, stunned, absolutely stunned at the greatness of the strike. It was a phenomenal hit. And now, despite all the huff and puff from Chandigarh in the second half, eventually it is Manipur who's going to walk away with the bragging rights. They were absolutely firm and resolute in their defense. And that's that. The referee has blown the final whistle. And as things stand, Manipur will walk away with a 3-1 victory in the Group 6 opener against Chandigarh. A ferocious encounter, eventually meeting a tumultuous end as Manipur walks away with the bragging rights. It was Naoba who secured the lead early for Manipur, and then it was Singham Subhash Singh who managed to get that second goal for themselves. And then Chandigarh coming back in the game through Kunal Singh to make it 2-1. They even had a penalty going their way, and somehow they couldn't turn the penalty home. It was denied, and at the end of it all, it was the big man Ronald Singh Shaikom converting that all-important third goal in favor of Manipur. So that's all from the opening fixture at Kuman Lampak Main Stadium, wherein Manipur walks away with the bragging rights. It's 3-1 in favor of Manipur. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another fixture coming up, and it'll be starting at 2 p.m. If you believe that this is the time for you to break, yes it is. We have a couple of hours before we rejoin for another interesting feature of the 76th National Football League Championship for Hero Santosh Trophy. Till then, stay tuned. We will return with another Group 6 fixture coming all the way live from Manipur. The next fixture is between Jharkhand and Punjab, which will be happening at the Kuman Lampak Main Stadium, and it'll be happening at 2 p.m. So do not forget to join us all. Till then, we will go or we will break for a short while. You can enjoy the replay of this game.